We have the resurgence of the Matt Gaetz story. Now, many of you wrote to me 2 weeks ago, last week, maybe even 3 weeks ago, saying, David, what on earth happened to that Matt Gaetz investigation? We learned that Republican Congressman from Florida, Matt Gaetz, has been under investigation, possibly for child sex trafficking. He may have paid underage girls for sex. He may have actually paid to transit them from one state to another. There's all this stuff blowing up with Matt Gaetz. But then the story just kind of disappeared. And my view 2 weeks ago, my view last week was it's going to come back. There have been distractions because of other things that have been going on, the Joe Biden address to a joint session of Congress, et cetera, all of these other things. The story is now coming back, and we are now learning that federal investigators, as reported by The Week, are pushing for the cooperation of two key witnesses in investigating Matthew Gaetz, including an ex-girlfriend of Matt Gaetz. When the investigators talk to the ex-girlfriend, it's rarely good. If the ex-girlfriend cooperates, it's very, very bad for Matt Gaetz. And investigators are looking for cooperation from an ex-girlfriend who was actually an intern on Capitol Hill. I don't think many of us would be shocked by that. And they are also looking for formal cooperation from that Joel Greenberg. He's the former county tax collector in Florida, who we now have reason to believe, because of a letter he wrote, that Greenberg himself introduced Matt Gaetz to underage girls. This is all potentially disastrous for Matt Gaetz. The investigation, in part, is over whether Gaetz had sex with a 17-year-old girl and violated federal sex trafficking laws. He's denied wrongdoing. The denials are essentially meaningless at this point. And the former girlfriend that investigators are seeking cooperation from reportedly joined Gaetz in 2018 on a trip to the Bahamas, which has become a big focus of the investigation. She was, quote, involved in some financial transactions that the FBI has obtained and is, quote, believed to have knowledge of drug use and arrangements with women. This is potentially very bad for Matt Gaetz. We expected that as things settled back down in the US, we would get back to the Gaetz story. And indeed, the news is starting to flow on that. And consider the insanity, to go back to our story about the cancellation of Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, who's been voted out of her leadership role because she said, hey, guys, Trump lost, essentially. Look at how the Republican Party has been almost silent on the Gaetz fiasco, but are overly zealous to punish Liz Cheney merely for saying, yeah, Biden won. Consider that incredible hypocrisy. And it's not just that they claim to be against cancel culture, but they regularly try to cancel people. They also regularly are going after the wrong people. And the Gaetz-Cheney thing is Exhibit A. And whether Matt Gaetz will be charged, we still don't know. There's a lot of unknowns here, but it is not looking particularly good.